Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sigma Real Estate Studios. I'm your host, Jimmy O'Done, and certain housing markets are still flying high. And today we're looking at single-family homes in Rockland County, New York to take a look at what they are doing. But first, for the first time since July of 2020, mortgage rates have now gone above 3%. There's more and more people every day getting vaccinated, and the economy added roughly 355,000 jobs in February. Inflation's on the rise, price of oil has gone up, oh yeah, and the stock market has gone down. We've had a major correction in the stock market due to volatility and inflation and mortgage rates, and there's so much going on between the tail end of February leading into March. So talk about a mouthful here. We didn't even jump in yet, and we can see that there's a lot to talk about, a lot that's going on, and a lot to track if you're in the process of buying a house. So where does this leave the real estate market? First, let's take a look at our current numbers just in for the month of February. And don't forget to stick around until the end to see my prediction on this so-called market crash. Let's go. First up, median sales price. Looking at this chart right now, you can kind of just see all the way up and then sideways. We see it's going up, 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 up. So we had this rise go from 465,000 back in February of last year all the way to 515,000 in January this year. And now we stay the same. This is very interesting because you'll see why. Moving on. Second up, new listings. So new listings in February came back at 2,973, which is down from 3,050 in January. So we have prices that kind of just leveled, but we have new listings dropping. Third up, pending sales. So pending sales rose from 2,473 in January to 2,498 in February. So sales are still going up and listing inventory is going down. Great sign for sellers out there, and not so great of a sign for buyers. Fourth up, days on market. So this is typically how long it takes for a home to go under contract from the date it's been listed. And we can see numbers once again falling. We have it 39 in January, all the way, right? Like it moved that much, 38 in February. This number here, keep in mind that because New York's an attorney state, it takes a while for homes to go under contract. So these numbers are not 100% accurate. I would gauge them more at about 10 days on market until they have an accepted offer. And to be quite frank with you, most homes don't even go past the first weekend without having accepted offers on them. And I think once that changes, that'll be a good indication of what's going on in the market and which way it's about to go. By using these four indicators, it seems that the market for the month of March will perform well. The key indicator that we need to continue to watch this month will be inventory and days in market. What's really different, however, though, this month compared to the last 6 months is how much the rise of prices is slowing down. This is one of the most important things that I'm looking at right now. I'm going to keep looking at this going into next month. But remember, the one thing that's not 100% accurate about these numbers is typically the numbers we're seeing now are from deals that closed a month ago, from deals that went under contract a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, that are now starting to close. So these numbers could be delayed by as much as 60 days. However, I will say this. The majority of homes that are still coming on the market in Rockland that are single families, typically they're not lasting past the weekend. So that's telling me that sellers are either getting right at their asking price or right over it. You know, most times when a bidding war is called, it typically doesn't fall underneath the price. So that's kind of what we're seeing right now. And gauging that over the next few weeks will determine kind of which way the market's going, because we completely flatline. No increase, no decrease, just complete stabilization. Okay, so here's where the analysis gets a little trickier in predicting this month. We have more and more people getting vaccinated, and if we begin to reach herd immunity, the question will remain whether buyers will still want to move into the suburbs and out of the city, or if they're just going to stay in the city. One thing, however, is for certain, roughly 30% of new buyers have been experiencing buyer's remorse after buying a home so fast and not really wanting to move to the suburbs. They just wanted to get away from the dangers of COVID. And with the dangers of COVID decreasing day over day, it'll be interesting to see if that's still a trend. Keep in mind, Rockland is a lot further away from the city than areas like Westchester County and parts of Long Island. If we start to see a slowdown in Westchester County, we will definitely start to see a slowdown in northern Westchester, Rockland. We'll see a slowdown in Orange County. It's going to trickle right up. So the big question that I keep hearing all the time, is the market going to crash? No. I still don't see a sign of the market crashing. 2008 was a big exception, and it was very different just in terms of the types of mortgages that people were allowed to get back then. I mean, the rule was if you had a heartbeat, you got a mortgage. That's how easy it was. I do, however, see prices kind of leveling off as COVID starts to fade away in the future. Really, it just comes down to supply and demand. How much supply do we have on the market and how much demand is there? Because right now, overall, we have the lowest available inventory since 1999. Here we are 22 years later, and we have no inventory. But more or less, I just don't see this crash that everybody talks about. Yeah, I see interest rates going up a little bit, but we have to remember that interest rates are artificial. Interest rates have been artificial since the first housing collapse. These are not normal. The feds have kept these interest rates this low, okay? They kept them here. Historically, rates are 7 to 8%. So the fact that you can get 2s and 3s and 4s is unheard of. I mean, hey, in the 90s, people were getting mortgages for 7%, 8%, 70s and 80s. At one point, we had 18% interest rates. So if you're planning on selling a house that you own right now, you saw the numbers, right? Plateaued. This might be the last opportunity you get, or who knows? Maybe this is just a quick breather, a quick break, and then it's just gonna go right through. My recommendation is very simple. Always look at hyper-local markets, because just because you see these statistics here as a whole for Rockland County doesn't necessarily mean the market that you're shopping in or the price point that you're shopping in is exactly following this trend. So always look up your local market conditions. If you don't know how to look them up, feel free, click the Calendly link down below. We can go over them together. Either way, we're gonna be here. We're gonna keep an eye on this stuff. We're gonna update all of you. So do me a favor. If you wanna see more videos like this, then please go ahead, hit the subscribe button, ding the bell, and I will see you here next time. I'm Jimmy O'Done, and this was Rockland County's Market Update.